I didn't record it, damn it. Where the fuck are my glasses? I think my glasses are inside, in my bedroom. Yeah, so we're gonna do a bunch of stuff today. We're doing a bunch of things. We're gonna be working on, we are gonna be working on the ticket organization systems. We're gonna do some flow charts. We're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna write some papers. We're gonna do some things. Okay, we're gonna do some things. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, good time. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Boom, boo cha, boo boom, cha cha, boom, boo cha, boo boom, cha 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 cha, boom, boom cha, boom, cha, boom, boo cha. Cha. Alrighty then. I'm trying to think of how to start this shit. All right, let's start thinking and talking and doing the things and doing the stuffs and just fucking like paying some attention. I'm fucking all over the place right now. Oh my god, I'm all over the place right now. I wish so badly I had more coffee. I feel so antsy, like just super antsy. I feel super antsy. I don't know why. I just can't fucking focus. I want to like play and do things and like I want to like play music. Maybe it's because I finished fucking 800 questions over the last couple days. God damn, dude, that was a lot. That was a lot. We found so many errors, issues, things. Oh my god, dude. I have to rework so many systems, dude. Oh my god. I restructured. In the process of that, I restructured the entirety of my SSH delivery system. I restructured the entirety of that because it should have been an API the entire fucking time. Oh my god. Because then I don't actually need to technically I could have just built the entire infrastructure inside of an API. Technically. That's the crazy part. But to be honest, I like it this way. It's like my little knot. It's my little knot of systems. It's like you got a little bit of Linux, got a little bit of API, you got a little bit of Python, you got a little bit of a couple of different binaries, and it's a fucking nice little knot. Unique. I like it. Because otherwise, I mean, yeah. It's just that there's like, I don't know. Should I just make an account system? But it's like groups exist, you know? So it's like, I'm trying to think. Is that the best way to do that too? I mean, technically, ish. That way nobody, I mean, to be honest, here's the thing. SSH is pretty secure. You could do password saving. You have a lot of capabilities there. You have the groups that you could set in the Linux system. Yeah, why not? I mean, why rebuild the fucking wheel? I mean, it already exists, right? Oh god, I gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, I'll be right back. Son of a gun, I'm so sorry. I'm not even on for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna think of something real quick. I gotta think of this. Hold on. Fuck. Yeah, no, I think Linux systems are the way to go. I think as is good. I'm just gonna rebuild the SSH systems, but before then we have to build a ticketing system. All right, I gotta go bathroom. I'll be right back. Ah, fucking crap, dude. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. This is. All right, I'll be right back. I was just hanging out with my kitty. Well, not my kitty, but my kitty's right here. But I was hanging out with my parents. They got a new sofa. I told them that I'm really happy for them. I'm really proud of them. They're my little, I'm so fucking proud of them. They're happy, and that makes me happy. All right, I gotta get working on this finally. I should have grabbed a cup of coffee. I went to the bathroom, and then I ended up talking to my parents. That's what happens. It's okay. I mean, it's good. It's a good thing to talk to my parents. I was just to grab my glasses. I'm burned out because I've been working for like 10 days nonstop. You can see that in my fucking 8:40 p.m. Son of a gun. I barely used anything today, dude. But you can really see that in my stats. You see? current streak is 10 days. That's almost 2 weeks of work nonstop, dude. Alright. Okay, I'll be right back. We back. I got my glasses. I got my stuff. I feel good, feeling great. How are you? What is that from? Oh, pineapple! My homie freaking grew his own pineapple, dude. A collection of pineapples? Dude, he has a whole pineapple plantation. Dude, look at the color on that shit. Look at the color.
We have some news right now. We're now learning that Kash Patel, the FBI director, was actually previously arrested for public urination after a night of drinking. New reporting from The Intercept shows a 2005 letter that Patel submitted to the Florida bar when he was trying to be admitted to the bar. He served as a public defender in Miami for several years in the mid-2000s. In that letter, it says, per instructions of my employer, from the defender's office, he describes it.
That's so cute. Oh bother.
Originally, this person was like, we finally set this up. Meanwhile,
All right, I gotta go. I gotta do this. I gotta get working. Oh my god, dude. I just can't concentrate. I can concentrate. I can do this. I can do this. All right, let's think a little bit about tickets. I do gotta answer questions still. God damn it. I gotta answer questions still. I gotta think about stuff. Hold on. My brain is silly putty. My ADHD is on a fucking 1,000 a day. Oh my god! Let's think about this. So we got tickets. So the first thing would probably be organizing them by relevance. Then organizing them in order of operations, I guess. The order of the SOPs, the fucking. All right, here, hold on, like this. You have a bunch of tickets, right? You have like tickets here, 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 tickets here. So we need to organize them into a collection of tickets. Bubble. And that bubble is gonna organize them by BT numbers plus brief description. Of full task. Full ticket cluster. Let's call it clusters. Can you see that? So that basically becomes description of full ticket cluster, right? But here's the thing. Those tickets need to be, it's the 24th. But those tickets, I just did that yesterday because I made that my page. I was gonna start this yesterday and then I was way too tired. And I was like, nope. So all these little bubbles equals one big bubble. Now all those little bubbles have an order of operations. Then take that and create order of ops. And that's per cluster. So by the end of that, I should essentially have a list of tasks that should be done in order. In an order. And that's as far as we're gonna take basically the ticket doctor. The reason how come I had it doing all those things beforehand, where I had it fucking like referring tickets to the tickets, and it's like it seems kind of redundant and shit, but it's shortcuts for this step essentially. If it missed it, that's fine. Originally that was gonna be my only source of my only source of truth, but then I was like, you know what? We need to restructure all the tickets anyway. So after this, the tickets get tossed, and they're gonna get put in a list. Once the tickets get taken out, they get removed, and the finished tickets, the entire ticket gets moved out there. That way we can reference the ticket. Oh my god, dude, I'm tired. It's not as easy as fucking typing things into AI, dude. I swear to God. To actually do this for real, it's... You took out one part of a multiple step equation. Writing code is one little part, and I still have to review the code, dude. I still have to look at it, and I still have to restructure it, and I still have to debug it, and I still have to do all this shit, and then I still have to structure the code. I still have to do all the architecture for the systems. I still have to do all that shit. The writing part is like, that's the biggest claim to fame for AI companies. So create an order of operations. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I didn't record this. No. Well, this part's online. So basically what I did was this. Fuck, dude, I didn't record this part. I'd streamed, so it's recorded online as a backup, but still. Basically, this is my ticketing system. I have clusters of tickets. Then it makes a bubble of tickets with all the BT numbers. And it also adds a brief description of the full ticket and of the full ticket cluster and description of each. Super brief. Super brief. And then from there, we create an order of operations. So, essentially what we have is this. We have workflow. Before we do that, actually, so this is one. Then this is going to go to cleanup. So then oh my lord. This is a dumb way to write this. Hold on a second. Cleanup. Then this goes to then this creates an order of operations. order of ops. 3. 1 workflow, 2 cleanup, order of ops. 3. So essentially, that's how that will work. Right? I think that would be a good workflow. Order of ops. 3. 1, 2, 3. That will be in category. Format will be cluster category. Per ticket, per cluster. Cluster cat. Formatting. Cluster cat. And then it'll be like BT number. Ba 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 ba. Then this goes to a step 4. So then this goes to a step 4. Cluster orders. Cluster. Cluster, so on and so forth. That's my workflow for the fucking... This is my workflow for the fucking... Whatchamacallit? For the... So there's 4 different workflows here. Each of them should be able to be done independently. Just, that's gonna fucking make it so the ticket... So, like, I mean, the ticket... The context windows are gonna be basically a little bit more organized. Like, that way it's not... I came across... Oh yeah, fuck, I didn't show y'all. So this shit ended up working. This is the leftover shit. These are the steps I took out. These are the instructions I took out from my... This is the cleanup, step 2. So essentially, these steps right here we're taking out of the primary lint system. And then this is the result of the linting last night, though. We did 2. We ran 2 of them. And it used up a fuck ton of tokens. I ran it 3 times, ran through 2 full 5-hour blocks. Running it 3 times. Crazy. But yeah, dude, it worked. It worked. I mean, here, check it out. How do I make the animation load go faster? I wish I could make the animation go faster. Yeah, these are essentially my clusters. Everything's built around these, essentially. I wonder how the other people... I've seen these other people that get them, like, looking so... Like, the contrast sizing is so good. But yeah, this is essentially how a code base is supposed to look like, because there's functions being called all over the place. Or from all over the place. Trying to think of what else I can do here. I wish... Oh, there it is. It does do that fast, like when you press it like that. But it's not organized. Oh, I can move these? What? I didn't know I could do that. Does it keep this order? Hold on a second. It does hold true to it pretty much. Okay. Well, it worked. That's the one thing I was gonna say. Alrighty, so let's get working on this fucking document. Let's see what currently exists, and then we're gonna build our way up from there. Oh my god, hold on. I just don't want to concentrate today already.
In his look, and no one knows that it's Zach. What on his body was prosthetics?
We had a cowl piece, face prosthetic, arms, and a belly.
Zach was one of the more covered people
Yeah.
on. He had everything on.
He was unrecognizable.
Yes.
How are you doing? Great. You look normal.
Yeah. I've done that way.
When we first were ideating the troll, there was a little bit of concern that we would lean too much into the trademarked troll. So we wanted Zach to have his own version of the troll.
So we upped the original silhouette, but then switched up the hair and worked with Alicia with costuming. We still wanted to do the iconic gem on the stomach, which is when we added prosthetic belly to give him that more rounded, doll-like stomach.
I remember us going back and forth about how many months pregnant the belly should be.
Right.
Oh, I'm a troll, right? I'm a jewel in my tummy. This is... The little tummy is off.
I've shown a
Yo mirando con todos los años de experiencia que tengo, mirando la cara a una persona, yo puedo saber si está mintiendo o no está mintiendo, si está nervioso, si no está nervioso. Nosotros no escuchamos absolutamente nada.
Y usted me manifiesta que podría ser un show político de oposición. ¿Considera usted que doña Marolín se sumaría a este tipo de situaciones de un show político en contra?
Mire, no sé, yo no conozco a Marulín, nunca le he visto. Y sí, o sea, sé quién es, obviamente como exdiputada, pero no, yo mirando con todos los años de experiencia que tengo, mirando la cara a una persona, yo puedo saber si está mintiendo o no está mintiendo, si está nervioso, si no está nervioso. Nosotros no hemos escuchado absolutamente nada.
Y usted me manifiesta que podría ser un show político de oposición. ¿Considera usted que doña Marolín se sumaría a este tipo de situaciones de un show político en contra?
Mire, no sé, yo no conozco a Marulín, nunca le he visto. O sea, sé quién es, obviamente, como exdiputada, pero no la conozco. No sé qué clase de persona es. Lo que a mí me llama la atención de eso, yo soy mujer. Algún día fui joven y fui bonita. Y había hombres que uno evidentemente le ve la intención, ¿verdad? A ver, yo me pregunto una cosa. No había Porque dice ella que esto fue a lo largo de un montón de años, cuando ella era inclusive diputada de la República. O sea, que ella tenía, digamos, era la cabeza de eso. Entonces, durante 5 años aguantó sin decir nada.
Da un poco de pereza volver a tener que contestar cosas de esta señora, pero no hay que dejar que pase inadvertido. Hay varias cosas que decir. Primero, una víctima de abuso sexual lo puede denunciar cuando le dé la gana, porque hay condiciones que son las que crean, las que fomentan que las mujeres no puedan denunciar el abuso sexual. Entonces lo primero es, no hay tiempo para denunciarlo. Lo segundo, qué vergüenza que salga Pilar Cisneros a defender, ustedes pueden creerlo, defender un acusado por abuso sexual, que es el mismo acusado que Laura Fernández, que Laura Fernández dijo que la había también intentado abusar sexualmente. Es decir, la presidenta de la República dijo eso en un debate que Fabricio Alvarado se había sobrepasado con ella en varios momentos. Entonces, si Pilar Cisneros no le crea a Mami, porque me llama Laura Fernández, se pregunta que si ella sí piensa que Fabricio pudo incurrir en lo que está siendo acusado. Y tercero, es un acto político, lo que está haciendo la Asamblea Legislativa es sancionando desde lo político un acto que no... Wait, what?
Alrighty. Let's keep going. Hold on a second. I got Wiki. Yep. Okay. We back. Okay. Alright, so what are we doing again? Fuck. Alright, we're doing this. Alright, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Alright, Claude Opus 4.7. Oh my god, dude. I can't even think. Alright, we have to look at the fucking workflow first. God damn it, that's what we were doing. Not repo wiki. That can be closed. Let's see. I do have pending questions. Alright, before we continue, let's finish these fucking last pending questions. Alright, hit me with the pending questions. Fuck. Oh, this is on Max app for right now. Alright, hit me with the pending questions. Fuck. Your question is a yes. That is right. That is going away. Look at the... You can write the current thing, the current description, wiki context is correct, but technically it's gonna be going away. Why does this not feel like that many nodes? There should be like 40 something. Yeah, I guess that is 40 something, huh? Like this right here is like 20 something right here. That's kind of nuts. It doesn't seem like it. Ah, cleanup steps should be before figuring out the workflow stuff. Actually, no. I just realized that. All right, that's gonna be a thing. Oh my fuck. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go here. This is actually one. This is actually two. So we're gonna go like this. This actually is true. We're gonna do a cleanup. Oh my god, dude. No, that's not right either. Fuck, I just realized that. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. God damn it. Okay. BT06. I'm just not feeling this today, dude.
No, bro, nada que ver. Ya sé qué pasó. Vení que te explico. Esta semana el gobierno de Estados Unidos movió la planta de la lista 1 a la lista 3 de sustancias controladas, reconociendo finalmente las propiedades medicinales y terapéuticas de la planta y su potencial dio mucho más bajo. Trump legalizó el medicinal. No, bro, nada que ver. Trump legalizó el medicinal. No, bro, nada que ver.
I don't really follow trends, but it's been really hard to ignore this band that's been taking the whole internet by storm. As soon as I heard Ocean did put in, I knew they were missing something, a harpist, so I set out to join them. The reason I'm late to this trend is because it took a while for me to figure out microtonal harp. Turns out all you have to do to make the harp microtonal is just not tune in for a few weeks.
We're about to celebrate 250 years since this country's founding, and you are, in essence, what this is all about. Only in America could something like this happen.
Well, this is an overnight success going on 20 years. We sold 2 tickets in our first 3 months. We had to sell our house, empty out our savings account. We were sleeping on an airbed with nothing. But we believed if we just created a show that was special, once people saw it, once they felt it, that they would tell everyone. That obsession with the fans has led everything to now selling out every major league stadium, every football stadium, and playing in front of 3 to 4 million fans every year. It's crazy.
Inspiring.
You gotta believe in something. You gotta believe in something and follow through with it and do it for the right reasons. For us, it's never about money. It's all about creating fans. And if you look at that, our tickets, no ticket fees, no convenience fees, no service fees, no shipping fees on our merchandise. And we keep all our games free on YouTube. It's all about the fans. And we have the right intention to do it right for the fans. Fans support you. And to see what's happened is a dream come true.
We're about to celebrate 250 years since this country's founding, and you are, in essence, what this.
Post 290 BT. The only remaining responsibility for this is an always geo situation. To be honest, I might just place this in another location. It might be even like API utilities, like an API utilities folder, where this lives separately and handles basically this might exist with the cron backend, to be honest. That might be it. Now it did it correctly. Thank you. It did the first question wrong. Now it's doing it right. Okay, that was weird. I'm just so out of it that I don't even care anymore. Dockside folder. Dockside folder. I just realized something. I think the actual conversion should also exist on the dock side. In terms of the relocation shape, the API utilities is going to be dock side. Then what I meant by lives with the cron backend, dock side, schedule.py, essentially. It's like, it's all tools that revolve around that, so they're all related. Just having it a centralized location for that. There's gonna be like API utilities essentially, like in relation to that. That way I can create my own custom syntax for the actual commands that are being sent over to the API, and then that way I can just tie it on the dock side basically to make it just do its own things. It'll keep the code base on the app side more simple, and then it'll have one centralized location for the entire translation tool and everything else. In the actual dock itself. The dot service might still exist. Does it still have relevance in relation to how I'm answering these questions? I don't think so. I need context for that, please. I think option A for the answer. In relation to the question and answers, what is captures both in B? Just oh my god, dude, you explain things with very verbosely, and I don't need this much to be able to understand what you're talking about. It's just so much bullshit to sift through. I can draw conclusions. Oh my god, dude, I need some sort of fucking like something to bring down the verbosity. This is so many words. This is better. If the function imports doc into API utilities and the API calls it in the process, the service is redundant. No, because it still triggers the ability to... Wait a minute. What is the dot service doing again? Dude, I'm just not here for this today. Wow. It's so crazy. I like actively feel like just like my brain it's like imagine like you're giving, like, you ever see those videos of the animals that don't want to eat their food? Why is this here? Okay. You ever see those videos of the animals that don't want to eat their food? And they're like, you give them food and they'll push it away, and then they try to give them food and they'll push it away, and you keep trying to feed them because you know that they need it to live, but they don't want to, like, eat. That's how I feel. It's like my brain is actively doing that. It keeps fucking like pushing and pushing and pushing. It's really crazy. That's completely useless. I don't know. I think that must have been originally because you thought that that's how it was gonna do the actual syncs. But I specifically said I wanted to use cron. So that's crazy. I think the entirety of the dot service is useless now. Because if it's just a timer, then it's fucking useless. The dot service is running the auto detect time zone as well. That is important. Is there another way I can do that without doing it, making it a service? I feel like that could just be a bash command. I feel like there has to be a bash command that just gets triggered. There has to be a bash command. There has to be a like auto bash command. Like what's my time zone? What time zone am I in? Let's use that fucking tool. Let's use that fucking tool. Let's replace that then. Dot service is useless. Let's get rid of it. Let's see what else we can get rid of, to be honest. Let's is that one of the files that currently have questions there? Or did we already retire that one? Okay, so we need to add to the fucking repo_wiki.md to basically ignore these files. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking pull them up just because that way I can just. Not that one. That one. This one. Alright, so this one, this one, this one, this one. Everything else in the one underscore. God damn it. Let's look at the .service block from the questionnaire. In relation to how I'm answering the questions, are there any other services that are not covered by the things that we're taking out and replacing with the Python code? For example, setting the auto date time or time zone. Time zone. Is there anything else inside of that one? Never update Claude.md. Never update Claude.md in relation to the code base. All of the stuff is going to literally be workflows. Oh my god. If there's ever anything in this Claude.md that refers to this code base that is not oh my god. It is annoying how often I need to cover that. So that should honestly be taken out. Anything that time zone sync thing in Claude.md needs to be taken out. Because it's not, this is not something that helps the general use of Claude code. That's what Claude.md is for. General coordination of workflow stuff, not specific repo stuff. Oh my god. And yeah, the build script cleanup would be a ticket as well. And if it's good to go, then file a .service retirement amendment for BT294. Dude, it's so annoying how often that happens. I gave it kind of a big task. I am tired, dude. I'm burned out. We're gonna take those a little bit at a time eventually. Just do the one that I talked about in relation to the strip Claude code.md. Not repo specific, just the one that I refer to start with. There's other ones in there that are relevant, but the time zone sync is the only one that we are taking out. Oh god, dude. Alright. Ah, shit. Alright, well there you covered it. That's... okay. Ah, fuck. Why doesn't it just store in memory? Like, it doesn't need to be firing every... Would it revert to not being the time zone that it was set to? It only needs to be set auto one time. It doesn't need to keep being reset, although if it is moved between time zones and it's set to auto. I see you. Alright. Shit. There's no way to make it stay so if it's auto, it like every single time it boots. What about a boot system? When it boots, it would set to auto. Why does it need to be a timer? It doesn't need to actively be set every 6 hours. If it's getting moved between time zones, it's probably getting unplugged.
Trump administration is considering making Spirit Airlines an arm of the United States military. Now, the Wall Street Journal previously reported that Spirit Airlines is in desperate need of a bailout, and while the Trump administration is considering buying essentially a large chunk of Spirit Airlines, well, now we're learning, according to CBS, that actually part of the plan would be to invoke potentially the Defense Production Act to allow for Spirit Airlines airplanes to be used when there's excess space to transport military equipment, to transport cargo, and to transport troops. So yes, Spirit Airlines, which is on the verge of bankruptcy and the verge of essentially being eliminated as a company, may soon become an arm not just of the federal government, essentially state-sponsored airline, but also an arm of the United States military. So very interesting things happening right now. I'll have more updates for you.
Oh my god, dude, that Spirit Airlines classy ass service. Get the we live in idiocracy. What the shit is happening? Has Trump literally never watched that movie, dude? What the fuck? We are in the idiocracy timeline. That is hilarious. I fucking adore everything about this cat.
Yes.
I'm gonna send this to my dad. Oh my god, dude, I am so fucking tired. I spaced out reading that. What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, why was that a fucking 6-hour timer? Why would I ever... That's such bad architecture. Oh my god, dude. Is there a boot service that currently this could get tied into? Like, where we could start tying in all of the other on-boot services, or should we keep it, is it better architecture to keep it separate files? I think having one location is the best, to be honest. Like one to start the watchdog, one to do this auto time zone startup if it's set to auto. Does cron need to be started up? I mean, like, I think there might be like a place where all this can live. For the cron tab file, can I put other text in there, like the actual status of the time zone selection? Or does it have to only pertain to cron tab data? Or does it only work with cron tab data? Oh my god, dude, I can't speak English right now. Have to only have, wow. Alright. Okay. I think that might be the better route, but let's see what this one. Fight system D. Ah, yeah. That'd be a hack. No, no, no. That's what I thought. For the first part, yes, multiple files, I agree. Let's keep it like that. The cron tab thing, yeah, let's not add any comments or anything like that. Let's just do exactly what we have already here, which is the database. All right. Column. Wait a minute, what? Why is more consistent with the... No, I'd rather have it at a centralized location. I'd rather have all of the stuff be in a centralized location than have it. I mean, it's still reading from a file, right? So it's like it's a config file, but it's still reading from a file. So regardless, it's always gonna have to do that. I don't get around that. So I'd rather have it be in a centralized location than be a separate file, to be honest. Decisions you need from me. Boot service shape. Hours, target. I already... Oh, yeah. So, yeah, having it separate units is definitely ideal. And then having a centralized launcher, essentially. Does that work? How does hours.target work? Hold on a second. I mean, the hours.target is basically like a time-oriented launcher. I mean, why would I want that? Why not just do it on startup and then be able to access it and be able to launch it manually if need be in relation to error handling? Hold on, let's change that. I literally did the opposite of what it wants me to do. That's funny. You see, but I want these services to run on boot though. So like a lot of these live in root. So it's not, I don't need the user capabilities or anything like that. I only... I mean... Does this affect SSH? Like if you SSH an account into the doc, right? If you SSH into the doc, oh my god, do not an account. would I need to launch this in relation to the SSH, or can I launch this in relation to root? Because a lot of these are basically fundamental systems for the actual dock to function on each account. Okay. So basically, we just take out the actual boot on startup on boot. Basically, we offset it to this other layer. I mean, what's the benefit of that versus, I mean, okay, having a centralized thing, but all right, yeah, let's run it. Yes for both. I'm gonna answer these questions and I'm done for the day. Oh my god, dude, I am tired. I can't concentrate. I can't focus. I literally can't. I'm like not even able to see straight. I've just literally been fucking, oh god, dude. I fucking love Liza Minnelli. When was that show written? Cabaret. When was Cabaret written? 1966. I could watch that dude all day. His expressions are so good. cool. We're restructuring it again. Remember, we're setting it so look in relation to our previous conversation. We're restructuring it again so it still does live in the database. So we need to update the tickets regarding that too, because we want the centralized location for that. But this becomes part of the API utilities, I believe. But honestly, wait a minute. Get time zone status. Why does this exist? Oh yeah, this should be part of the API utilities, yes. Because it still needs it for auto or for whatever time zone it's set to. So essentially what we end up needing to do is, I mean, then the database becomes the source of truth. Then you just need to read the database. You don't actually need to read the actual time zone status to actually update the UI or do anything really, because if everything's pulling from the single source of truth, then you just resort. Although you do need it for error handling, never mind. But this function does need to exist because we need to be able to ensure that the actual database is set. So for error handling's sake, yes, but this also becomes part of the API utilities that we're discussing in the other parts of the conversation. There's gonna be a folder, and then potentially this is gonna fall within like cron or something along the lines of that, because these are time systems. I'm gonna try to centralize time systems into a single file or a single folder, depending on how many functions I actually end up having. If it's not that many, then maybe just a single file. Oh my god, but this function, not this function. But this function! This actually does need an extra layer. I just realized that. Hold on. This actually does need an extra layer, so this is going to need another cleanup. So this will be duplicates or slash folding, references, comparing, pulling from tickets, pulling from file reference tickets and making sure all mention ref tickets and making sure all mention all tickets mention Wiki pages / systems. Affected systems. Cleanup 2. So the actual order of operations for this, I just realized, okay, so it's this. 1, cleanup. 2, workflow. This is not workflow. This is a bubble cluster. 3, order of ops. 4, questionnaire. / cleanup 2. Oh, cleanup 2. Questionnaire. 6, cluster order. 6 would be final order. 7 would be cluster order. This is actually way more steps. So these are the actual steps for this. That workflow. Who's messaging me? How many more questions are left? How many more questions are left in the questionnaire? Yes! Oh my god, hold on. I can do this. I can do this! Post simplify. The API endpoint sets time zones via time date CTL directly from manual mode. Does the script still need its own time zone wrapper for the geodetect apply step? For question 4, wiki context is correct, but I have a question. Is this in reference to the converter for the front end time zone to the back end time zone? Is that what this is used for? What is this actually used for? I need more context too. Please, for the love of God, condense the text. Oh my God. Brief explanations. Brief explanations. Alright, set time zone. So keep helper consistent with errors, mockable, symmetric with... Yes, keep. But it's going to be placed in the centralized time management location for like the API utils on the dock side. Either a folder or a file for time management functions and files. Under the API, invokes on-demand model, no more 6-hour timer fires. NTP still enforced every run of the script, or does NTP management... I think I already answered this. I think I already answered this by the hours target stuff. Did I already answer this? Under the API invokes on-demand model, the caller is a synchronous API handler expecting a typed JSON response. Does fail soft exit 0 contract still make sense? Or does every failure now exit non-zero? So wait, what? Under API invokes on-demand model, the caller is synchronous with the API handler expecting a typed JSON response. Does this make it... there is actually, we're reworking that, so it's not a JSON file. I believe we have tickets in reference to this stuff right now, where we're not going to be using a JSON file anymore. So we're going to actually be utilizing the like a tuple dictionary essentially. Is there? Can you look into the code base as well, or and also the tickets just to verify, please? Thank you. The code base doesn't currently reflect that. Only the tickets does. My bad. I want to answer question 6 now because the error handling should, if it's dockside, then it's totally answerable now because the only difference is going to be the thing that's feeding it. The error is still valid. The questionnaire currently there is finished. Run ingest. What? Oh, I see what happened. Oh, lordy.
Hi, my name is Ving Long, and in the next 24 hours, we'll be giving away $10,000. We'll be giving away $1,000 to whoever downloads our new app called the Bounty, and also comment below. Bounty is an app that can make content. Hey, you do this one, okay? You do this one. Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, don't leave, please. Please help me, please. I didn't get 30,000 downloads in 30 days, or I'm fired. And everyone watches these for you. Everyone likes you. If I get fired, who's gonna drink with you? Okay, fine. It's a we do, but stop interrupting. Okay, stop interrupting me. On Bounty, you can make content for companies. Right with ours. You know what? You do this one yourself, okay? I'm done. It's a waste of my time. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, please don't.
No, my God. No.
You can make a content for companies and make a lot of money when your video gets views. If you want an easier side hustle, then download a Bounty and comment down below. And in under 20.
Oh my God, this is very close to fucking. This is very close to ours, but not ours. The reason why it's not ours, that bounty thing, is because it is AI scripts, AI scripting, algorithm tested, basically like ad reads. And what I think they're actually doing is on the back end, they're training models. Because they're an AI company. Cluely is an AI company for marketing. Does like marketing optimization through AI and shit. So what I think they're actually doing is taking that data, using it to fucking train models, and that's it. Ours is the opposite of that. It's do what you love. We're gonna find brands that support people that love what they do, and just make whatever you want to make. If you get hits, cool. If you don't get hits, cool. and you just get paid. And that's what we're gonna do. That's what ours does. That's how it's different. Because the thing is, like, algorithm optimized content is gonna be, people are sick and tired of the AI slop. I'm fucking telling you. I am fucking telling you. And it's going to be a thing. People crave real, like, human, like the ours has AI aspects to it. But we're not training models. We don't own the data. We don't own the content. We don't own any of that shit. All we own is the company. And we're providing a platform for people to be able to utilize and be able to retain ownership of their content and data. Eventually, I want this to be a social media platform. But to start with, we're starting with just a centralized storage location that's private. That's it. Private centralization for storage. That's what we're starting with. And then we're gonna hit the big stuff. And eventually, I have a whole other plan for this. I have a whole other economic model that I've been working on for fucking years. And I can't wait to implement it with this. I need this part first, though. This is the first part. Anyway, that's why my shit's different. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this because it's gonna be running for a second. So I'm gonna go grab water, coffee, not coffee at 6 p.m. All right, I'm gonna get water and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I can't believe this shit took me 2 hours to do. 6 questions, and then I did work out I did work this out. I mean, come on, right? I did work this shit out. So I knew this thing would still be running. Ha. Holy shit. Wait, why is it doing the... What? Why is it doing that? It's almost like it's doing a fucking... Who's there? Hunger. Ooh, hunger. Money makes the world go round, the world go round. I fucking love Liza Minnelli. Oh my god, dude. I could listen to her like all day, do that. The cabaret stuff is so good. The power went out. Did the power go out? Why did that make that noise? What made that noise? Power didn't go out. I was about to say, no way. We're at 25%. I kind of want to run the fucking thing again. Please run the lint again. Of the wiki.
So this is called a golf course, which means they would call this a golf course. No. Why would you think? It's Augusta National. It's because they're not allowed to call this golf course a golf course. That's why. And the people who go to the golf course are called fans, which means these people would be called fans. No. They're patrons. It's because this is the Masters, not the Waste Management Open. That's why. So if this is the rough, then this would be called the rough? No. It's the first cut. It's because they're not the same. That's why. Which means if this is a fairway, they would call it something other, not the fairway? No. They would call it a fairway. It's because there's no difference. That's why. Which means if this is a driving range, then they would call it a driving range? No.
What would you think?
What would you think? They would call it the tournament practice area. It's because this is Augusta National, and the Masters said it's because that's why. So this is called a golf course.
I could watch that guy. He has like the Mr. Bean. He has the Mr. Bean down, that guy. And the song is perfect. The song choice is fucking perfect. Everything about it, besides the little at the very end. I like the that's cute. I like that part. But I don't like the laughing and at the end. Everything about this fucking piece of content is perfect. He has the Mr. Bean down, like down pat. All right, I am going to stop this stream. I'm gonna be right back. Basically, what we're gonna do is I am going to play a video game because I am burned the fuck out. It's been 10 days, like 10 to 12 hour days, 10 days. I'm burned out. I need some fucking space to be able to fucking breathe. And yeah, I'm super burned out. So I'm gonna stop this.